This might sound crazy, but your specific person is silently manifesting you back into their life. Because you know those positive thoughts that you randomly have within your mind about your specific person? That's your desired reality calling you. Which I know again might sound crazy, but your inner speech is one of the most important things when it comes to your manifestation. And yes, your specific person, your desired reality, everything that you could ever want is waiting for you. That's why you have the desire in the first place. If you have a desire, it's a promise, meaning that that particular thing, whether it be your specific person, all the riches in the world, the perfect family, the perfect health, having the desire for that contains within itself the ability to cause or create it in your external reality. So again, I want you to imagine it as a gift. Or in the way I mentioned, you can imagine it as that desired reality trying to manifest you. So yes, your specific person is silently trying to get you to them in their life and to live the perfect, like those imagined images that you're having is not you. That's your specific that's your specific person and that specific reality calling you. And just to show how powerful it is and how we can actually act this out, as always, I'm going to use the Neville Goddard quote and kind of a Bible quote that's really going to help this out. But let me put the first one up on the screen and then I'll explain it. So the first one is from Neville Goddard. He wrote, "Observe your inner speech, for it is the cause of future action. Inner speech reveals the state of consciousness from which you view the world. Make your inner speech match your fulfilled desire, for your inner speech is manifested all around you in happenings." So it's, he couldn't have said it any more clear. So maybe there isn't anything to kind of really dive into, but it's your inner speech is what is creating, which is your state of consciousness, right? Which we already know that. And so if we want to match our reality with the outcome we want, we can kind of realize or give into these positive thoughts that we're receiving from our desired reality. Because the more you focus on that inner speech matching what you want, the quicker this internal movement is going to translate to external movement. And I know, again, it seems kind of crazy or bizarre. A lot of the times our logical mind wants to challenge that, wants to think, well, what is matching my inner speech going to do? But I can explain that as well, because inner speech seems very minimal and very small. And it seems like something that just happens, right? Like we'll find ourselves in our day focusing accidentally on something we don't want. And we'll think, oh, that's okay because it doesn't really matter. But that's actually the only thing that matters. But in relation, we usually focus more on external events, thinking that those are more important. But in your reality, it's not. Your desired reality is calling you through your inner speech, through your state of desire for a reason. So I also wanted to include the following quote from the Bible that relates to Neville Goddard's teachings in the law of assumption, and basically going to get you to your specific person, because I think it's really good at relating how inner speech seems very minimal, but is massively changing your reality. So they wrote, "Behold, we put bits in the horses' mouths that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body. Behold also the ships, which though they be so great, and they're driven by fierce winds, that they are turned about by a very small helm. Whithersoever the governor listeth, even so the tongue is a little member, and boasteth great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth." So it talks about three different kind of themes. One, a horse; two, a ship; and then four. Three, the tongue; and then four, a fire. So if you think about the concept of a ginormous, huge cruise ship, if you think about how massive it is compared to its propeller or its helm that moves it, it's very small in comparison, right? It's almost minuscule. And I also love how we talk about the themes of the fierce wind are what we're experiencing in our reality. We think the wind moves the boat, right? And it does. Can be very fierce in the same way in your reality. You can be experiencing fierce winds in your external reality, like pushing against you, pushing against the direction you want. Like let's say you just see or hear circumstances in your reality. Those are the fierce winds moving against you. But truly, it is the helm or your kind of little steering rod that's really focusing and changing your direction. And no matter how hard the wind pushes against you, you can move the helm or shift your direction towards where you want to go. That's your inner speech, okay? And so even though it seems very small, in comparison, it's the only thing factoring into the movement. And I know on the surface, it feels like the wind is pushing against us, but really it might be slowing us down, or we feel like it's slowing us down. But really our direction is all in relation to where we're pointing, where our inner speech is matching. And so I also want you to think about this concept of a fire, right? Again, you have a small little spark that can burst into a wildfire. And this is the same thing with your inner speech. So think about it again in the way that your desired reality is calling you and trying to get you from where you are to your specific person. Your specific person is silently manifesting you. Everything that you want is silently manifesting you right back through these images or through these feelings of desire. Because again, I'll restate this, the feeling of desire is a gift, meaning you are meant for that thing. And so in your reality, are you going to give into these ideas and actually fulfill what you're supposed to be doing, which is being with your specific person, having all the amazing, awesome things that you could ever imagine? Or are you going to try to deny it? Or are you going to give more power to the winds and forget that you are actually holding the steering wheel to create about the outcome that you want? And it's really easy too, because you can actually just go throughout your day today and think about your inner speech. What is your inner speech acting on? And it's going to tell you everything that you need to know, because if your inner speech is aligned more with negative outcomes rather than positive outcomes, then it makes sense why we are not seeing our specific person show up in the way we want. But again, we can easily switch it, because that inner speech, when you have that positive thought, when you think about the amazing outcomes with your specific person, that's that desired reality in the 4D trying to manifest you to get there, right? It's giving you that desire because it wants to show up in your reality. And I know we don't think about it in that way a lot of the time, that what you desire actually wants you more than you want it, but that is the truth of your reality. The truth is you are meant for what you want. And I don't know how many times I could say this. So your specific person, you're more meant for your specific person if that's what you're desiring than not to be. You're meant for the riches and the health and the wealth and all of that more than you are meant for the opposite. And a lot of the times the crazy thing is this is where then we're convinced that a small little spark isn't going to spark or create a wildfire, or we're convinced our external reality is fully in control of everything. But no, your inner speech is what is, to go back to the Neville Goddard quote, make your inner speech match your fulfilled desire, for your inner speech is manifested all around you and happening. So what would that inner speech be if you already had your specific person? What would you be talking to yourself within? And the crazy thing is it becomes a lot, you can have a lot of fun with this, meaning your inner speech when you are with your specific person is probably thinking about what you're going to do with them, right? What vacations you're going to go on, how your wedding's going to look like, what honeymoon you're going on, right? How is your day-to-day process? What would you focus on if you were already with your specific person? And the crazy thing is you'll have so much fun just thinking about this or imagining it that it'll put you immediately in the state. And then you'll think, why was I ever doing the opposite? Why did I ever match my speech to anything that wasn't being with my specific person? It's absolutely crazy when we think about it in that way. It's the same reason every single time I post a success story, every single one is a million times easier than they could ever imagine as soon as you get into the state of it. It's the same way that you can't see the positive outcome taking you from where you are to your specific person if you're not in the state of it. But again, success story after success story show that as soon as we began to match that internal state to the outcome, they realized their specific person was waiting and wanting to be with them more than in the opposite, because your desired reality, imagine, just look at how valuable you are, right? In this case, your specific person gets a lot more out of this manifestation than you're going to get, even though you obviously love your specific person. But look at your own value, and most people forget about that. It's the same reason why, again, too, a lot of people who would be in coaching sessions, and I think I posted a success story about this in another video, and that the individual, every single time that they went on our coaching call together, they would manifest positive movement. But this is the same thing with literally everyone else, right? In your reality, people who manifest and get success, because this isn't like a one-time thing, people who manifest that realize really quickly that they always had the ability to create everything they want. I even had someone, I think because of the 7-day challenge, post that on one of the videos and was like, guys, trust me, it literally works, and like stuff like that. But it's always in the state, when you're in the state of already having what you want, when you realize that it's your little helm, right, of your ship, or a little spark that's going to create that wildfire. Once you fully understand that, that's when things change massively. And again, it's really hard to see when we're not in the state. So if you're not feeling in the state, that's okay, because by switching it, you will be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. You're going to rewatch this video and it's going to make a whole lot more sense. As well as this, hopefully everyone had an absolutely magnificent time in the 7-day challenge. So we're not stopping here. We're going to get everyone to their specific person. And as I mentioned before, I wanted to do like a little live on day 8 for all of my members. So if you are a member, you wanted to hop in, click the link in the description, but we'll be meeting at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time to hang out. I want to hear all your results, hear all your questions, and we're just going to talk more about how you kind of, or where you're at, how to get to your specific person. Any questions at all, hopefully come with questions, come with successes, come with worries, come with fears, and we'll manifest and get you to where you want to go. Make sure to match your inner speech to exactly what you want. And remember also that your specific person is silently manifesting you as well as everything else that you could ever want. So keep that in mind, and it's going to seem a whole lot easier. Again, if you did have any questions on this at all, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. If you know for a fact that your specific person is manifesting you and you don't have to do anything at all, leave a like in this video, and then don't forget to subscribe as well if you do want to continue kind of getting content about manifesting your specific person. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I can't wait to see you in my next video tomorrow. And for all my members, I can't wait to see you later in my live.